Welcome back to Fresh Faces, New Ideas. My name's David. Now, if you like the channel or you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. Please follow me on Twitter at Faces Ideas, and that'll keep you up to date with all the videos I do and all the things that I post. Now, in this video, we're going to go back to Crazy Land. Or for those of you who don't know what that is, it is the Maricopa County audit. So what happened, and I have a video covering this, I'll link it in the description, is the Republicans, because they're salty about having lost the election, had to follow the big lie. And the big lie being that Donald Trump won the election, but it was stolen from him. So they basically had to create this audit. However, the only thing they're auditing are the presidential election and the two senators who won. They're not covering any Republicans who won any races. Because, listen, if you're going to cheat, you have to let your opponents win some, right? There's no reason, if there's massive voter fraud on a level that would have dwarfed anything ever conceived, even this voter fraud would have to have dwarfed even the fake voter fraud that they couldn't find from Donald Trump's 2016 victory. So that there's no way that affected down ballot races. It only affected places where Democrats won. So in order to do this, they hired this firm, this firm called Cyber Ninja. Now, Cyber Ninja is not an audit firm, and the person who runs Cyber Ninja has tweeted out that Donald Trump won Arizona by something like 200,000 votes. So yeah, it doesn't seem nonpartisan there. Also, OAN is one of the only ways you can see it because they're live streaming it. And OAN is, I don't know if they're further right than Newsmax, but they're further right than Fox News. So there's no bipartisanship happening here. There's no nonpartisanship happening here. This argument of, why don't Democrats want transparency? Let's be clear. There's no transparency happening here because, according to reporting, the people whose job it is to go in and view this and to report on it have to sign non-disclosure agreements. You can't report on things if you sign these agreements, can you? So where's the transparency of that? Also, they can't talk about their formula for this because they're trying to break into this industry, so they want to hide their secrets from their competitors, even though they have no secrets. They're not sure what ink they're using. They're not even getting through the ballots fast enough. We're going to get to that in a minute. So what we're going to cover is two things. We're going to cover the Department of Justice has made a decision that they're going to send them a letter about their concerns. And I'm going to show you a right-wing framing of that and how just because the headline is big scary words, this is a thing that makes me very frustrated with news. Just because a headline has big scary words doesn't mean that's actually what's in the article. So too often people will see the headline and they'll freak out. Every time you see a headline where your gut reaction is, oh, this is really bad, or oh, this is really good, or you just have a massive emotion to it, read the article. Don't just base things on the headline. Because in this article I'm going to show you, the headline is a big, scary headline. But the article is literally just the letter. And the letter is pretty tame. It is nothing what the headline says. And then we're going to talk about the latest conspiracy theory that they have and why they've done such a poor job of going through it. So let's get started with this. So first, U.S. Justice Department worried about Arizona Senate recount, and they have every right to be, because if you took a raccoon and put it in a tinfoil hat and then coked it up and then let it run around on a typewriter, it would be less crazy than what is currently happening in Maricopa County. So basically, what the Justice Department says is, we're very concerned about what's happening here because we don't think you're doing the right things to follow federal law. Also, you're not getting through things fast enough. And one of the big issues is the area that they have rented for this Coliseum, they only have till the 14th. And the people who own the Coliseum said, yeah, we're not extending your lease because we have other events to do. So there's 2.1, 2.2 million votes. There's a fuck ton of votes. and they've gone through 200,000 of them. So they're getting through it very, very slowly, and they've been at this for a couple weeks. So that's basically what this is. But here's the right-wing spin on it. This is from Becker News. Now, I'm not entirely sure who. Let's see if we actually have some. God, Becker. Okay, this is very right-wing. Anyway, I don't know what journalist integrity he has. So anyway, the headline of this is Biden's DOJ just sent a threatening letter to Arizona's election auditors. Now, let's be clear. You don't need to specify who the DOJ is. The DOJ works for whoever the president is. But the DOJ's job is to prosecute on behalf of the people, not, working for the president. Obviously, Bill Barr is a massive hack, and his whole job was to protect Donald Trump. There's a Bill Barr story. I'll talk about that on the live stream tomorrow. But anyway, this is the headline. Biden's DOJ just sent a threatening letter to Arizona's election auditors. Threatening is the key word here. So big, scary, big bad Biden is coming in. So this is the letter. I opened it up here. And what this says is that they have two big issues with this. The first one is you're not allowed to destroy this material. Let's see where it says. Are not being adequately safeguarded by contractors at an insecurity officially and at risk of being lost, stolen, altered, compromised, or destroyed. Federal law creates a duty to safeguard and preserve federal election records. The department is charged with enforcement provisions of the Civil Rights Act 1920. This is the coding for it. This statute requires state and local officials to maintain for 22 months after the conduct of election of federal office all records and papers related to any act requisite to voting in such an election. So basically what that means is you have for the 22 months after an election, you have to make sure that all the ballots and stuff are here. Now, they're sending this is because they're like, look, we don't think you're being secure about this because there's been breaches. They don't know what pens they're using. We're going to talk about the other thing in a second, but here's the other one. So the second issue relates to Cyber Ninja's statement of work on this audit. It basically says that if they find identify voter registrations that did not make sense, then knock on doors, confirm if valid voters actually lived at the state addresses. So they're going to say, oh, well, you know what? I don't think that you actually live here. So I'm going to go knock on the door and find out who you are. We're going to call you. We're going to physically canvass people to figure out if you exist here. And basically what the Department of Justice says, hey, look, a lot of times when you do these type of things, it leads to intimidation of people, and you're not allowed to do that. No person, whether acting under color of law or otherwise, shall intimidate, threaten, or coerce, or attempt to intimidate, threaten, or coerce any person for voting or attempting to vote, or intimidating, threaten, or coerce, or attempt to intimidate, threaten, or coerce any person for urging or aiding any person to vote or attempt to vote. So you can't get in the way of people's voting. And then, so basically the end of this letter says, we would appreciate your response to concerns described herein, including advising us to the steps the Arizona Senate will take to ensure the violations of federal law do not occur. That is the whole letter. It's only 3 pages. It was part of this actual article was these 3 pages. This letter was not threatening. All it said was, hey, look, we've read the information that's come out about this. It looks like you have no idea how to protect. Now keep in mind, I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but the general gist of this, you have no idea how to protect and secure the ballots, and that is a problem because by law you're not allowed to destroy them. And there's a chance that you're going to go out about intimidating people, which you also can't do. Please let us know how you're going to stop doing that, or what your steps are you're going to take to make sure that doesn't happen. Okay? That's what they sent. This was not threatening, saying, hey, you have to change everything, you stop this right now. So this headline is obviously misleading. Even more so than this whole article is literally just this. That's the whole article. It's just copied and pasted this letter. And then it says, earlier tonight, Becker News reported that the Biden DOJ was poised to intervene in the Arizona election audit. It turns out that reporting is correct. So, That's not what happened. What happened is they want to make sure this is being done correctly because the people in charge of this are lunatics and they have no experience and they have no idea what they're doing. In fact, let's take a look because this broke simultaneously. We're going to watch this guy talk. The reason they're spending so much time and they've only gotten through so few ballots is partly because of this conspiracy theory.
The other day at the press conference, you were talking about bamboo. What was that about?
Well, is that there's accusations that 40,000 ballots were flown in.
To Arizona?
Into Arizona, and it was stuffed into the box, okay? And it came from the southeast part of the world, Asia, okay? And what they're doing is to find out if there's bamboo in the paper. That camera right there that they take a picture of.
So there's an accusation that 40,000 votes were flown in from Asia. It's just somewhere in Asia. So, of course, they're going to have bamboo fibers in them. Look, any person who really thinks that this is going to change anything or that truly believes there's something going on, you're not okay. You live in a fantasy world. It's a crazy fantasy world. It's a scary fantasy world. You do not believe in the reality the rest of us live in. They're looking for bamboo fibers because of Asia. I mean, come on, man. Look. This is dumb. That last thing was just racist. This doesn't change anything anyway. This idea that, and let's be clear, when they find nothing, there is a good chance that they will spin it as, well, we didn't find anything because the Biden DOJ stopped us, or the Democrats stopped us, or something. It will be somebody else's fault that they couldn't find the fraud that doesn't exist, because it doesn't exist. Remember, during the campaign to stop the steal, they went on TV. I think it was Jenna Ellis went on TV and said that we have a fire hose of information that we're just waiting to spray on people. Never came out. There was no election fraud. This is literally insanity. And I'm sorry if you're a crazy person who believes that this is going to change anything. Please stop watching Fox News. Please get help. Now, please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.